Yo, what's going on with y'all? Today, I just want to come on here and talk about being a black sheep of your family. I wanted to go in here and talk about being a black sheep of your family, truly just because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm the black sheep of my family. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm the person in the family that's going in an entirely different direction than everybody else. I feel like I'm doing things that not only have they not thought of doing, but things that people don't truly see as going to work out or see as like I'm doing things that people would realize and would really say is taking a risk on myself. They would say that this is betting on me, like I'm betting on me. Like I want y'all to go ahead and say that y'all are betting on y'all. I want y'all to go ahead and bet on y'all simply just because at the end of the day, not only is this our life, this is like, shoot, you only get one chance. To be honest, I just want y'all to bet on yourselves because you only get one chance. And at the end of the day, I'm only going to get one chance at this stuff. So I'm going to come on YouTube and try and make it. I'm going to go ahead and sell my ebooks and try and make it. I'm going to do whatever it is I can to make it. And I'm going to also do whatever it is I can to build up my own legacy and build up my own story. Because at the end of the day, it's no one coming to save us. At the end of the day, we don't have a lot of time in this world. Even the time that we do have is short. Like, you ever realize that the lifespan of different like animals and little insects compared to your own lifespan and be like, dang, they get to live a lot longer than my people do, or we live a lot longer than ants do, or we live a lot longer than them do. You're like, I would go over there and compare that and be like, dang. I feel like that's kind of how I first really started my journey and learning that I don't have a lot of time on just learning to manage my time. It was just me always just looking into like, I don't know, I've kind of been surrounded by time. I've been surrounded by time such as like, just truly just seeing having people pass away in my family. I'm just like, dang, we ain't make it yet. How you going? It's like, how you going already? And bro, we grew up together. We grew up together and now you gone and we ain't even made it yet. It's like, dang. Now it's kind of like, in your honor, now I gotta make it. Or just in your honor, I'm gonna take a different path from everybody else so I can go ahead and make it. Shoot, you see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just trying to do something different from everybody else. Being a black sheep, everybody's gonna call you crazy. I feel like when you being a black sheep and when you're just going down a different path than everybody else, they're gonna look at you crazy. They're gonna look at you funny. They're gonna be like, oh, get out of here. Or they're gonna tell you that you can't do what it is you can do. Or they're gonna tell you to place limits on yourself, to say you're not gonna be able to get a car in a year, or you're not gonna be able to do this by yourself. You're not gonna be able to make money without working a job. You're not gonna be able to do this or that or that. Your clothing brand's not gonna take off. You're not gonna see real improvement until a super long time. I don't know why you quit your job, simply because you're gonna still need the money coming in to fund your business. They're gonna tell you a lot of different things. And sure, you're gonna need money coming in to fund your business, for sure. But at the end of the day, you're gonna get stuck in that rat race. Don't get stuck in the rat race and just keep thinking that you gotta always stay at that job even when you're making money. Like, when you get stuck in a rat race, it's gonna really mess up your brain. When you get stuck in like the rat race and the matrix, I'm gonna go on to talk about that in this video too. When you go on to get stuck in a rat race, it's kind of just like you working every day for that check and you get so happy when you see that check. But then again, like, in the back of my mind, every time I would work at McDonald's and I would see my check, it would just be like, the person who made McDonald's or the people who started the franchise and did all this, or even put up the building today and set up the little system and hired their managers, they make it way more money than me. I remember I was in there one day and they were like, oh, we just made $800 in here. That's no wonder we was getting rushed so badly. No, we didn't make $800. We did not make $800. Today we probably made $50. We made $50. They made $800 off us, making 50. How does that make any sense for today? And you keep stacking them days up, and them days they getting like 1K grand, or like past 1K, gotta be past 1K in a week, and we only getting probably like 200 in a check. Keep it a buck. That's not, no, that wasn't the life I wanted to live. That wasn't what I had planned out for myself. And so I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start up my clothing brand, God's Child, and get up out of there. And I said, okay, I'm gonna just keep taking these risks and keep betting on myself. Because even during this school year, I decided I was gonna go online school, and just being a black sheep, doing things differently than everybody else, you're gonna feel like you're doing them wrong. You're gonna feel like you probably, like, sometimes they're gonna make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing. Sometimes they're gonna make you feel like you should switch and go back to how the way things was. But at the end of the day, when you look at how things are and you look up the average person, this is the average person right here. When you look at the average person, sure, they got a job, and then they had a little job, they went to school, they got their little diploma, they got out of there, didn't use their diploma, and they didn't use their college degree, I meant to say. They didn't use their college degree. Then when they didn't use their college degree, they went and got a 9-to-5. At the end of the day, it's like, come on now. It's like we gotta start betting on ourselves, because when you bet on yourself, you don't have nothing. There's nothing else for you to do than just to know that everything is on your shoulders. And when you fail yourself. So at the end of the day, you could take a loss, but but then you got to get back up. So I say when you bet on yourself, it's easier for you to take that loss and get back up. Because getting fired from a job is like, you get fired, you get discouraged, but it's like, wow, okay, now it's time for me to go bet on myself. So I need to keep going forward and keep moving forward. Shoot, I feel like that was the analogy I was trying to get out. But then again, I want to go and talk about how I decided that I was going to go ahead and go on online school this year. And going on to say I want to do online school is just kind of was like me getting out of the matrix, but me not getting out of the matrix at the same time. I feel like the matrix and like the rat race and all those different things is kind of just like I was saying, the reason that I decided to go ahead and do online school to try and like distance myself from the matrix and distance myself from the programming that you would get when you go inside and be inside of school. And at the end of the day, some people won't tell you this, but being inside of school, you are getting programmed. You're getting programmed to just track the grades, to worry about the grades, to worry about the job that's gonna come after. You're not making, like, it's like you preparing for your future. You would feel like I went in there and I got all A's and I made sure I stayed away from the little F's and all that. At first, I was making sure like I could live that life, to live for my peoples, live to make other people happy by getting the good grades, doing this like people like that you're supposed to do. Like, I was just making sure that I was doing everything right by the book. But at the end of the day, I learned that I wasn't having no time. I was not living outside of school. Everything was school based. Wouldn't go to hang out with the friends if I didn't study. Wouldn't go do this if I didn't study. If I wouldn't go do this if I couldn't do this. Like, come on now. You're not living. And not only are you not living, but it goes on to say, like, you just programming yourself to work. Like, you're doing all this. Why? Like, didn't even know I was doing all this. It's like you're doing all this for a job. And at the end of the day, not only are you doing this for a job, you're doing this for a not a 9 to 5 job. But at the end of the day, some people mostly go ahead and go to college and then they don't use their degree and end up working a 9 to 5 job. So it's just like you did all that to work a 9 to 5 when you could have already worked a 9 to 5 and been chasing your own dream at the same time. At the end of the day, I feel like the 9 to 5 is, I don't want to curse it or be looked down too much on the 9 to 5, because at the end of the day, we do need workers in the world. We do need people who want to work. But at the end of the day, we also need bosses. And at the end of the day, I feel as though bosses is more important than the workers. I mean, shoot, the bosses is the people who make the ideas happen. They make the ideas flow. They make the structures. They make all this and all that. And then they go and find a few people who have a select set of skills and let them do it. So the bosses are the people who live at the top. And we're in school for like 4 years, and during our time and just learning to go become a worker. We're not even becoming the people at the top. We're becoming a worker. I want to always distance myself to go ahead and become a person at the top. So at the end of the day, I would say go ahead and become a black sheep and try and be a black sheep. Since you're a black sheep, as a black sheep, you're not going to go ahead and follow the white sheep. The white sheep is, of course, going to just be the people that's just the workers. You're going to go ahead and try and become a boss. So at the end of the day, I want to say go ahead and chase being a boss. I want to say that we need more bosses in this life than we need workers and consumers. So at the end of the day, I want to tell you go ahead and push being a producer. Push being a producer instead of being a consumer, because getting all those liabilities is things that don't make you money. So a liability would be probably like, I would say, like a pair of designer pants, pair of designer shoes, pair of designer anything like I got right here. That's a liability. Clothes that I'm wearing, this Nike Tech, a liability. At the end of the day, if you don't have money to spend on it, do not spend your money on it. Spend your money on things that's gonna make you money. So while this costs $200 and while this probably costs, I don't know, it was a gift, but while that probably costs like $100 something, this is like $200. It's not designer anyway, but this is. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, wow, that cost that amount. Guess how much money I spent investing in myself? I spent $300 to invest in myself so I would learn how to run a clothing brand. Spent, you could say $200 to learn how I can run my YouTube channel, to start blowing up my YouTube channel. Right now we have 90 subscribers. Right now we have around 30K views. We get most of our views from the shorts, but we still going. We still doing our thing. And at the end of the day, I would go ahead and say that when you start investing in yourself, that's how you're going to start feeling better. Not only when you invest in yourself and you start self-improving. So when I say self-improving, I mean, reading books like the 48 Laws of Power. I read books like the 48 Laws of Power. I read books like Think and Grow Rich. It's over there. I'll go ahead and I just invest in myself in different ways. At the end of the day, I don't want anyone to ever be able to tell you that you need to go ahead and become a white sheep. You need to go ahead and follow somebody else's dream. That you need to go ahead and become, what is the word? Programmed, enslaved, I would say. Programmed and enslaved to follow someone else's goal. Programmed and enslaved to go ahead and follow the sheep when you become a black sheep and chase after your own dreams. Why wouldn't I rather chase after my own dreams? Why wouldn't I rather go ahead and work that 9 to 5 to one day go ahead and say, okay, the 9 to 5 is a temporary thing, so I can go ahead and start my own business, so I can go ahead and use the money to go ahead and funnel into my own business, so I can go ahead and quit that 9 to 5 so I can live just like the bosses do and live and sit on my ass and make money. Who wouldn't want to make money by sitting on their ass? Who wouldn't want to have a passive income? Would you not want to have passive income? Would you not want to make money by sitting on your ass by doing nothing? Come on now. At the end of the day, you have to realize that it's all a mental thing. It's a mental thing in ways such as you listening to other people. You can't listen to other people and then, like I was saying, you can't listen to other people and still believe that you're going to be able to do the things that you want to do. When you listen to other people, you get limits put on you. When you listen to other people, you go down a whole nother path that wasn't your destined path. What was the point of being born if you were just going to listen to somebody else? What was the point of being born if you were going to become a slave and do something that everybody else wants you to do instead of doing what it is you want to do? What was the point of being born if you weren't going to take action and go achieve your own dream? What was the point of being born if you weren't going to aspire to do something? What was the point of being here instead of getting left behind if you weren't going to be somebody in this life? I want to keep going, but I kind of want to leave y'all on that. Just to think about that, because at the end of the day, you need to become a black sheep and stop being a white sheep. Stop following, become a leader. Stop following everybody. Everybody's not the right people to follow. Everybody's not the right people to hang with. At the end of the day, when you hang by yourself, you know you're the right person to hang with. When you hang by yourself, you know you're getting what it is you need to get done. When you hang by yourself, you know that you either chasing the money, you either self-improving by working out, you either self-improving by betting on yourself and going ahead and getting some investments, like investing in even ebooks, or investing in things that's going to fix your mental, investing in things that's going to fix your insecurities. But at the end of the day, when you hang by yourself and you just truly be able to be comfortable with yourself and be able to know that you need to focus on certain different things in this life to get where it is you want to go, progress. At the end of the day, you just need to make progress every single day. So that's why I say our journey is to become the 1% by becoming 1% better every single day. At the end of the day, we become the 1% by becoming better 1% every day. So in order to do that, you need to become a black sheep, and you need to stray your path from the white sheep and go up, elevate. I'm the black sheep of your family. I'm just telling you, become the black sheep of your family so you can turn everybody else's life up. Because at the end of the day, if you copying everybody else and they're not living how it is you want to live, then you copying a flawed strategy. You copying a flawed plan. You copying a plan that's going to either put you in jail, or you copying a plan that's not going to get you out the hood, or you copying a plan that's not going to get you rich. At the end of the day, I don't know your circumstances. I know my circumstances. I know that I got to be a black sheep and able to do this stuff for my family, to be able to do this stuff even in the future. I'm looking in the future. I'm only 17 and I'm looking into the future. I need to be able to do this stuff for my kids. I need to be able to do this stuff to be able to get my own crib. I need to be able to do this stuff to get my own car. I need to be able to do this stuff so I can actually be able to say I'm glad I believed in myself and I'm so proud of myself. At the end of the day, I'm doing this because I want to become proud of myself. At the end of the day, I make these videos so I can inspire people and so I can inspire myself to keep going. Because at the end of the day, I can remember a time where it was I feel like I wouldn't be able to become a good football player. I remember the time where it was I was able to remember how I could barely speak to people because I was so nervous and so timid. I remember a time where it was I didn't even want to get out of my comfort zone and go do anything because I didn't feel like I could do anything. And at the end of the day, it just became from getting pushed. You need to go ahead and try. At the end of the day, I just had to try. And once I tried and fell in love with it, I hit the ground running. And every day I fell in love with something new, I always hit the ground running. So whenever you pick something, you figure out, you find your focus on what it is you love to do. You find your focus on your dream. You just got to have tunnel vision to keep going. Because at the end of the day, that's all I do. At the end of the day, it is I control what it is I can control. I stress that a lot because of Kobe. He controlled what it was. He can control, and he became rich off it. He set his people up. He put people in different positions that they would have never been in just by being his kids, just by being married to him, just by being around him, just by being friends with him. You got in positions that you would have never been in if he would have never controlled what it was. He can control and kept putting one foot in front of the other to get where it is he wanted to go. So at the end of the day, when you want to turn your people's life up by becoming a black sheep, just for them being friends and family with you, that they would get turned up, that their subscribers would go up to 1 million, that just by being turned up, that they would get put in different positions, that they can make money, different positions, that they can get brands from Nike, that they can get brands from Adidas and Timberland, just from being around you, just from knowing you. At the end of the day, that's my goal. My goal is to become known. My goal is to, at the end of the day, to inspire people. My goal is to actually inform people. My goal is to one day just become confident enough that I believe that I can do anything I set my mind to. And so I'm pushing this out to you because I want you to have that same mindset. And all right, that's today's video. Thank you for your time. Go ahead and subscribe and like the video. And at the end of the day, share this to somebody who needs to hear this advice, that advice of just becoming a black sheep of your family. All right, I'm out. Watch the outro. Come on now, y'all. Watch the outro. It's not that bad. It's an edit. It's an edit of my face. You don't like my face that much? Come on, just watch it.
To make the unknown known.
Start trying to have people look into your life.
Start trying to have people look into what music you make. Start trying to have people look into what clothing you making. Start trying to have people look into that new designer designer brand that you just had come out. Like, whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to us being those people who whatever happened to us having dreams, man?